had gone to get a mammogram and I had seen the screen and I knew that there was something wrong. And I went home and I did some research and I learned through the research on the internet that I had breast cancer. So when the doctor called, she just confirmed what I already knew, that I had breast cancer. And my first thought is, get it out. I've got too much stuff to do in my life to die early. And when my daughter found out, she does a lot of work with NASA, she wore a wristband that said failure is not an option, and that still gets me in here to this day. My mom and my dad had moved down here a few years ago before my mother died, and she knew that I would take care of my dad, and that was one of the reasons that they moved down here. And I've got my kids and my husband, who's been super wonderful throughout this whole ordeal, and my dad to live for. So I'm not going anywhere, folks. I'm here for the long haul. Well, my oncology surgeon, Dr. Colin Berg, had referred me to another plastic surgeon, and he actually referred me here because I wasn't really fond of having the idea of having breast implants. They didn't seem like they were very natural, and you have to have them redone every 10 or so years, and that was not something that was interesting for me either. So I came here, and from the minute I walked in the door, I felt very comfortable. The staff was amazing. They are so sweet and so caring and so thoughtful. And for somebody who has a paranoia of needles, that's really saying something, believe me. I met with the doctor, Dr. C, and he was just great. I'm definitely a perfectionist in my job, and I could tell from the very first meeting with him that he's the same way. So 1 to 1, I have an admiration for somebody who does that in their job. Originally I was going to have just a lumpectomy because there was only the one spot on the mammogram. But my oncology surgeon had recommended that I have an MRI, and that showed some additional places that needed an additional biopsy done. So I had that done, and those cells turned out to be precancerous. So we went from having a lumpectomy to a mastectomy. Then, after learning that once you have breast cancer on one side, you have a higher percentage every year to have breast cancer on the other side. Well, even though my right side was clear, I decided to go ahead and have a bilateral mastectomy anyway, so that way I don't have to worry about it when I'm 75 years old that this would occur again. And one thing that was hard was the change in plans. Once you get to the point where you think everything is set, be ready for it to change, because your treatment plan is going to branch out. You're going to get to the fork in the road, and you're going to have to make a decision, and then you're going to have to make another decision until you finally get to your ultimate goal or your treatment plan. And for me, the implants were not really an option. So for me, the DIEP flap was the option that I chose. And when you get that settlement in your head that this is the right thing for you, don't ever look back. Just look straight ahead and go right down that road, because you know when you walk in this door that that's where you need to be. That they will make sure that when you leave here, when you get that pink hat and that pink robe and you graduate, you are ready to go out into the world, and nobody is going to look at you and say, oh, gee, I wonder what happened to her, because you're going to look just better than you walked in originally. Well, my final thoughts on this would be, when you first get the diagnosis, bring a friend, bring your parent, bring your husband, bring somebody with you to the doctor's appointments, because you're going to have a lot of them. And your body and your brain can only process so much information, and you're going to stop thinking about it about halfway through the doctor's appointment. And they're going to remember the things that you forget. And it's very important to have that support behind you. And speaking of support, you're going to find people out there that are going to rally behind you. You have not even talked to them since elementary school, and they're going to come out of the woodwork. At work, I work for this wonderful person, and he sent me this book, and all the people in the office have been super. And it was a chicken noodle soup book, and one of the articles in it was, you will never feel so loved, and it is so true. There will be people behind you just cheering you on, and there's no way that you can stumble, because if you do, everybody is right there to pick you up and say, you can do this, you can do this. There is an amazing support group here. We have the Pink Ladies. The website is phenomenal. They have the Facebook page, and then of course there's the patient advocates, and I'm one of them. We are here to help you get through this.